Hey guys, Ken McMillan here from kenmcmillan.com. Today's video topic is how to remove a bad review from your business listing within Google, and it starts right now. If you're new to my channel, I'd appreciate you hitting subscribe and also that little bell over here, which means as soon as I get a bright idea and publish a new video, you'll get a notification. Today's topic is how to remove a bad review from your Google business listing. Everybody gets crappy reviews every once in a while. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 100, that's not a big deal. But if you have 4 listings or 4 reviews and you get 1 bad out of those 4s, it's a pretty bad thing. Google also uses your reviews as part of its SEO or search engine optimization and ranking algorithm. So what happens is if you have a low review rating, your SEO or your search engine optimization or your ranking within Google may drop dramatically. So number one, first thing you can do is try to call up Google and get in touch with an actual Google representative, person with a heartbeat that's on the other end of the phone. If you happen to get a chance to speak with somebody, that's phenomenal, because usually Google does not answer their phone and you usually do not get an opportunity to speak with somebody. But if by chance you actually do, plead your case to them as best you can. Be polite, courteous, understanding, and express to them your case as to why this review specifically needs to be taken down. And there are multiple reasons for that. Number two, the second and most simplistic way is to take that review and simply flag it. There's a little flag icon right on the right hand side of the left hand side of the review part where the stars are. Simply click the flag button. Click on one of the ratio buttons that are there under what is wrong with this review. Then click report. And voila, your report has now been sent to Google. The third and most simplistic one here is simply reply to that bad review. Because there are sometimes opportunities that people will legitimately have a bad gripe against your business. For example, if you're a catering company or a food company, somebody gets sick and they make a bad review. It happens, unfortunately. It may not be anything to do with your food. It may be that they got the flu and it just happens to be a coincidence that they're sick at the same time. Nevertheless, always reply in a cordial, polite, and kind method. And sometimes what I like to say is literally something like this, and I'll read this from my notes here. Thank you for your feedback. After reading your review of our business, we cannot find your name or information in our database. We take our customer care very seriously. If you could, please contact our manager directly at, this is where you put your domain name and your email address in, or your contact information like your cell phone, for them to contact you to hopefully resolve the issue very quickly. Replying to the bad review, simply said, put your bad review in good light. If the person gives you a bad review, and again, you're going to have them, if you have a business that services people, people are not always going to like your service. You try to do the absolute best, be honest, fair, and communicate wisely with your clients and give them the best prices. And believe it or not, by word of mouth and these Google reviews, you will start to rise in the rankings and your Google reviews will become better and better. So stay at it, keep up with it. But if by chance you happen to get a bad review, simply reply to that thing, that review, that bad review. If it's a 1-star review and if the client says such and such, simply reply. And how you can simply reply is a very cordial and nice manner, in a sense, to bring them to a place that they are comfortable and it looks that you are professional in your reply to them. You don't want to sound agitated, aggressive, angry in any way, shape, or form. And sometimes I would literally say, please contact me. Here's my email, here's my cell phone, and maybe there's something we can work out. In other words, you always want to put yourself in the better light. You can also ask when you get them on the phone or through email if they would take that reply down. That's another thing you could do too. If the person is tolerable, if the person is not like really aggravated with you or mad or mean or upset or vindictive, sometimes people just want you to reach out to them because they felt slighted in some way or not. For example, if you're at a restaurant and your food comes out a little bit cold and the person's having a bad day, and next thing you know they send you a bad review because their food was cold. Well, all they needed to do was really literally talk to the server, and the server, I'm sure, would have pleasantly went back, heated up the meal, or brought you a brand new plate, whatever, and satisfied the customer. Because I know, being in business, you want good reviews and you want people to return, especially when it comes to services. And that's what this is all about: clear communication and making the client happy for what they've paid for. The next part in this series is basically number 4. So you've gone through 3 different types of things, which basically, if you have bad reviews, your bad reviews can consist of speaking to a Google rep, flag that bad review, reply to that bad review, and then number 4 is playing the numbers game. No, I don't mean playing the lottery and trying to win. What I mean is Google uses statistics and algorithms, so you need to play that game with them as you have a business, especially when it comes to your Google listings. When your Google listings, like I mentioned earlier in this video, that if you say you have 4 Google listings and the next thing you know, 3 of those are good, 5-star ratings, and then you get one that's a 1-star rating, your statistics are going to go down pretty quickly. But as I mentioned earlier, if the more you have, if you have 5, 6, 7, 100, 200 5-star, 4-star ratings, and you get 1 or 2 bad reviews, that's not really going to hold much water. So the idea is, if you happen to get a bad rating, try to pile on top of that as many good ratings. Call up your friends, call up your clients, say, hey, can you please write a review? And if it's a 5-star review, here is a such and such. Yeah, I'm not saying bribe them, but give them an incentive to return as a good patron customer of yours and to show them your support on what's happening here with your customers in your business. So play the numbers game. And here's a quick analogy that I heard earlier when I was researching this topic. It's nothing new under the sun, but hey, if you happen to have a built-in pool and you have spilt something in the pool, for example, like a liquid or something like that, a beer, a soda, or something that's brown in color or dark color that you can definitely tell is not clear water, you don't drain the entire built-in pool, 35 million gallons, I'm joking, of water. What you do is you dilute that water enough by adding more water in there. And the same thing goes with your Google response. So what you do is you try to not have that one response rule your day. Don't get upset about it. Just continue to overwhelm that 1 bad or 2 bad reviews with multiple good reviews. And believe it or not, your clients are smart. We are smart as consumers. We will see through vindictive posts and all that other stuff. If you happen to go on Amazon, for example, and look at a place where it's got a bunch of reviews, sometimes they'll have a bunch of 5-star ratings and maybe 1 or 2 of them. And if there's hundreds of them, you'll notice that it's almost hard to find that really bad rating. But it is, again, it behooves you as a client who's buying something to look at that rating, to take it into account, because sometimes these things are literally and viably true. Well, that being said, in order to remove or push down a bad Google rating for your business, first thing you must do, try to speak to a Google rep. Second thing, which is all these are like on top of each other, is try to flag that review. Or flag it as best you can, tell Google why it needs to be taken down. Number 3 is reply. Literally reply in a professional manner to that Google review. And number 4 is play the numbers game. And what you'll see is a success going, and this strategy works, believe it or not, because sometimes you literally cannot get rid of a bad review. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, like I said. Hey, God bless, take care, and we'll see you soon.